There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was the Belly o' Tea. The winds blew hard, I bowed it down, blow my bully boys blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her, all hands to the side, harpooned and bored her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, no whale was freed, and the captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, and still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Mind if we make a little side trip? I didn't think so.
ARRRGGG.
Ahoy!
Oh, hello and welcome to the Pirate Crows. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Dr. Crow. And joining today are the ramshackled and horrific crew of the Olympia, captained by the fearsome and crazy Jason Lowe.
Ahoy there.
And her faithful navigator, Elias Crane.
Hello, hello.
The gentlemanly Dr. Killen Garnock.
Gentlemen.
And the fiery sirens of the sea. One missing in action, but we still have the other one, Avrin.
Hello.
Unfortunately, Neph will not be joining us tonight. She is not feeling well once again. We hope you feel better soon, Neph. We do miss you, as we always do, because you're always fun to be around. But without further ado, it's time to set sail on the Jade Seed once more. So our intrepid group of adventurers were sent on a mission to scope out the lizardfolk forces within their lair. Clearing out a couple of the rooms, you found a prison cell that was holding a Shahogwin. After getting some information out of the lizardfolk, you found out that the lizardfolk are gathering forces to face off this sharky threat from off the coast. Deciding that it may not be a great idea to get any more involved in it than you have, you left, told the Council of Saltmarsh, and decided to pursue a treasure map instead. That will have no negative repercussions whatsoever.
Yay!
I mean, we told them to make an alliance and everything, and we got a privateer commission to help them out. That's fine. They just gotta contact us if things go bad.
This is fine.
It's
Unless there's no
fine.
survivors.
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Just create an entire ghost town.
Brings new meaning to the module Ghost of Saltmarsh.
Yeah. This is why it's called Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
It's your fault.
We're giving Crow ideas. Stop it.
So you pursued the treasure map and you followed it to a small island with a small ruin on said small island. Within the ruin, you, after finding some undead outside in the abandoned camp, you proceed inside the ruin where you overcome its many traps and obstacles through teamwork and, well, mostly teamwork. And manage to collect a great prize, a large amount of gold and jewels, as well as a magic jar which can create a variety of different liquids, including fresh water, salt water, acid, poison,
Mayo.
and mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is the important one.
Yes, it is. And after that, we really just kind of left it up in the air. We don't quite know what you guys are going to be up to next.
Oh god, you mentioned mayonnaise, and I immediately thought of the SpongeBob quote: "Is mayonnaise an instrument?"
No, but I think that joke got made right before I announced what the magic item was.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, if one of my players would be so kind as to share their screen.
Oh, right. Neph usually does that.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Ashran usually is secondary. But
We are unfortunately Nephless today.
I'll volunteer.
Ah, there he goes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well.
Oh crap! I lost the Amish.
Well, it's because somebody else started. Okay, we'll do you. Avon will be sharing her screen today, I guess. No, she's sharing it better. Or not. It's a fucking hell.
Well, you
What is
been doing
happening?
it to me, so I immediately closed it.
Yeah, I know.
Did I do it wrong?
But the thing is, he's sharing the window itself and not the whole screen.
Oh. I think there's a way
So
to
it doesn't
hide
have the
this bar,
toolbar at
isn't
the
there?
bottom. It just has his hotbar and not the.
Yeah, there's a way to select the window itself.
Oh,
Yeah, if you
okay.
go to the share screen thing and then application window and then Fantasy Grounds. And then boop.
And what happened the first time is that Blue shared her screen the same moment I went to click on the button, so it just removed Amish from her lined up.
Oh, no. I got afraid, like we just lost Amish again. Like, oh shit.
Well, here's the thing: it like when you goes to share your screen, it pops your screen right up next to the buttons I would press to put you guys into the stream here. So it pushed Amish's button to add and take him out of the stream over to the side where his share screen was. So
It's a weird layout to have. Let's put just put that button right next to the like height.
well, it's here. I'll share and show you guys real quick. So prepare for void, everybody.
Ooh, the void.
The void.
The claw.
So
Yep.
there's the void.
I was thinking too.
So as you see right down here, this is where I would add and take you guys away. So it would add your screen here, like here's mine, so it's right next to mine. She shared hers, pushing Amish over to the side.
Oh,
I'll share my screen just to show what happens.
His screen
Yeah,
was in the
just
way.
like
It's
that.
not my fault.
okay. That's interesting.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
some-
All right, enough distractions. Let's get on with the game.
Yeah, some cool behind the scenes stuff for you folks.
So once we got back on the ship, I guess then my character would go ahead and just I think I started work on the second map. I didn't get very far.
I believe you finished the second map.
Oh, right.
because
Okay.
it leads to an area location called Firefinger, which is being patrolled by a flying monster creature.
Where's the? Whoa! What the fuck's going on here? There's a lot of arrows on the.
I thought it'd be cool if I mapped the course your characters have taken so far since the start of the campaign.
Well,
Okay.
that is cool.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think the second one has been pinned.
No, I haven't pinned it yet. I'll actually get that right now. I haven't made.
And how many of these I have again? Like 7?
Yep. So this is 2 of 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that one is all the way down here.
Okay, that's a ways. I'll just start working on number 3.
All right. So it's going to take you guys some time.
But
As everybody looks at Amish's screen as he does nothing.
24.
All right. So it's going to take you a number of days to get it all set and sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're doing for the next while as you're just mapping. As for everyone else, so what exactly is the plan, Jason, for after leaving this island and narrowly escaping the goblin natives?
Well, yeah, I was gonna converse with everyone else with the.
Why don't you snap the map to the back, Amish?
Not sure he knows.
Well, now it's full screen, so.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, oh, there are multiple options for tomfoolery.
Because I see him, he's just shrinking it down until it fits the box. And it's like, why not just snap it to the back where it does it automatically?
I was watching that too. I was being mean and not saying anything though.
And now he's not saying anything to us because he's muted.
It's like these jerks.
He's just swearing violently while he's muted, and then he's gonna unmute and just be in this gentle Amish voice, and he'll be like, "Oh."
I can unmute him. I can choose to unmute you if I want.
You can do that? That's interesting. Just unmute
I'm
him.
so exasperated with that. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
Yep, sorry.
I'm getting incredibly distracted today. I think I might be in a slightly hyper mood. Okay. Jason, what is the plan?
Oh, I was gonna converse with the high-ranking members of our crew to see where does everyone want to go, any ideas, or obviously with the map of Elias decoding as well, so to get information on all that. So
I mean, Avrin really wants to take her family out of Saltmarsh, so that's what she's going to be pushing for. But
Out of the styles.
or yeah, the style. Sorry, too many S's.
oh, yeah, I have business there at home as well, so I have no issue going back to the styles. Right, my retainer. I have. How did I forget his name? Snively. I almost called
Snively.
him Mimsy for some reason.
What the? That was way off.
That was way off, like Snively. I'm like, I almost called him Mimsy. I'm like, that's not right.
No, that's not right at all.
Yeah. I think he just grunts, but
Snively kind of goes, returning to the styles is a good idea, sir.
yeah, all right, it's a good idea, he says. I don't know if we should trust that now, but regardless, I think I have to do some stuff back home, I think. Anyways, I don't even know if that's my actual home, if I just move there. It gets confusing once you think about it, but what does everyone else think? Where else should we go? Or any other destinations in mind.
Let's see here. Along the map, with your 24 insight checking maps, Elias, you got the Port Artemella, which is a pirate-friendly port. So that's something you guys can go and explore.
Let's see. I vote we check out there. It's sort of on the way, and we're not out in the middle of the ocean.
And we have
I guess we would still be doing that anyway. But
we have a lot of stuff to sell. Looking at the the inventory for our pirate ship. Because we got the alchemy jug, the bronze crown. There's a bunch of stuff that we probably need to sell. And it's on the way to the styles, technically.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that.
There's also another port here as well that would be on the way to the styles. And it is a port called Shallow Port. I don't know why I haven't put this on the map yet. You guys have it viewable. Which is an elven city, however, so...
The elves being who we took paperwork to more or less openly pirate.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can raid that town on the way.
You can certainly try.
There it is.
Just shake our fist angrily at the port as we sail past it. We'll look at the message.
Choices
Well,
are yours, guys.
We can stop at Port Artemia on the way to the styles. Sell some things off while we're there.
Sounds good. Get more potential side quests and other distractions while we completely ignore whatever plot Crow might have had in mind.
Hooray!
Don't worry, I'm not no plot.
I was kidding.
Whatever you guys end up going to do, that's what we're going to go do.
Oh.
They just retire and become farmers, you know.
Yeah, if you guys want to. It's not very piratey, but it's what you guys want to do.
I mean, technically, logwood cutters. That a lot of them were former pirates or would become pirates.
Let's just do a pirate-themed Animal Crossing.
So, New Horizons.
Right.
But more piratey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Port Artemia.
Yeah, does anyone NPC-wise have anything to say about that, or?
You're the one who makes those types of calls, Captain.
Oh, I make those calls now. All right. We're not a democracy. Okay, guess we'll go to Port Artemia before we go to the styles.
And
You really
what I'm doing right
relying
now.
on the rest of the crew too much.
No, here's the thing. It's like you don't have like a bad rep with the crew, so they're gonna be pretty much like, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, woo, let's go do it. Hooray! Besides, going to Port Artemia after raiding a dungeon, this gives a chance for the commissions to be handed out. Everybody gets their share of the cut at that point. For my own simplicity's sake, I don't hold that back from the players, but that's when the crew would technically get their cut, so they can go out to town, do whatever they need to do, get off the boat for a while. Because at this point, they've been at sea for 2 days, and it'll probably be about 4. Because the boat can travel about 24 miles in a day.
Depending on the wind.
depending on the way. And so far, you guys have had smooth sailing.
And then the roll rolls terrible.
Oh yeah.
Terrible misfortune awaits us.
So yeah, unless you guys, so this gives us a moment to stretch your legs and port on Artemia.
Nice.
Onwards.
Artemia is definitely a go-to place for pirates because that's where they can get all the stuff they can't get in most other ports.
Yeah.
Yeah, like respect.
Sure.
Dignity. No, wait.
All right. So I will roll to see if anything happens. Oh boy.
Something happens.
All right. So as you begin your sailing journey in about the first couple of hours, so about 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, put that there. So 5, 10, 15 hours into your trip. Lee, that's how this is working. I've forgotten my own rules for sea travel, so we'll say you get about that far from your... I remember each of these hexagons being 5 miles. I just don't remember how fast these goddamn ships are. I remember them being goddamn slow.
Yeah, they were pretty slow. I'm trying to...
I remember them being unreasonably slow.
Yeah, I think it was like slower than in real life.
Let's see. You guys have a sailing ship. It is 5 miles per hour, 120 miles per day. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, you guys are about to get halfway to your location, so about half a day's travel. That's when you start to notice some dark clouds coming up across the horizon.
Oh boy.
Anybody want to make sure that's going to be a problem?
Perception check? Unless I'm down below.
Well, you're studying maps right now.
Okay. So I'm... No, not me.
I'll go up to the crow's nest and do a perception check.
All right, that's going to be a perception check. I'll also, if you have training in nature, I'll give you advantage because you know nature. You can read storms.
I do not. I have +3, but it's not like starred or anything.
All right, so yeah, it's just regular perception then.
Okay. I wish I could use the nature actually. Oh well. Oh.
Nice. You're looking at that storm. It's got you a little bit on the edge. You think that might actually come at the ship. The ship's going to have to come through that.
All right, so I'll slide down and go tell Jason that.
All right.
That storm looks like it's heading our way, Captain, or we're heading its. Both, really.
Well, then we should alert the crew to get everyone ready, prepped for a storm. Batten down the hatches, start raising the sails, and all that good stuff. And I'll go tell Sylviana and everyone else who's ever near me, for the crew.
Sylviana starts to relay the message, being first mate. Bill is making sure all the cannons get tied down so nothing goes sliding all over the deck like crazy. Elias, of course, you get that order too because everybody's kind of like shouting about it. And so there's killing down in the doctor's office.
Yeah, he'll lock down all the medical supplies so they don't go flying around, break. Being probably very fragile glass items and stuff like that, and of course secure the brandy and stuff like that. And also once he's done with that, help come up and help with the rigging and stuff like that.
Whoever comes up, make sure you get a lifeline. Those ropes to tie around yourself.
Yeah, I essentially just do the same with like just top the bottle of my ink and whatnot and set it, just put everything away and I just await further instructions from there.
All right. So the good news. Well, the bad news is you do get hit by the storm. The good news is you're kind of like right on the skirts of it. So you're not getting hit by all the heavy, hard stuff that would be in the center. You still got it's still bright enough that you guys can see, but it's like the sun's all dark and overcast. The waves are knocking the ship back and forth. So everybody's kind of like being rocked back and forth. It's rain, so everybody's wet and miserable. You see lightning off in the distance, but it's not coming near you. So you're managing to avoid the worst of it. The biggest problem about this, however, is that it is blowing the sails in the opposite direction. So,
did they not raise the sails?
Yeah, you did raise the sails, so
Okay.
you're stuck here at the mercy of the current.
Okay, perfect.
Right, but it does give you guys moments to handle the crew. The crew themselves, they seem to be taking this a fair bit in stride. So far, Jason hasn't led them wrong. His tales and exploits are already starting to kind of precede him a little bit.
How much?
Well, you are you're a 5th level character. The tale of how you guys have handled the Crab Island has somehow gotten out.
The crabs have told about that, trying to get revenge. They're looking for someone to hire to hunt these guys down. They murdered our beloved crab.
It's possible that people have overheard the old skipper back in Saltmarsh talking about it. And the stories are being exaggerated, how you fought off like 1 billion of these gigantic, twice the size of man crabs. An evil sorcerer was controlling all these crabs and sending them at you. You actually sunk a ship fighting off these demonically possessed crabs.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jason just like looks at Elias like, Elias, did that happen? I don't remember. Did I lose my memory again?
No, it didn't. It didn't happen.
Okay.
You're no fun, Elias.
I'm crazy, not that crazy, thank goodness.
The story about how you guys managed to take on the haunted house outside of Saltmarsh, that's also known. And of course, the big crew story about that one is that you fought some sort of unholy evil within the house.
Well, I mean, we kind of did.
Yeah, kind of did. But it's kind of like being portrayed as like some sort of small demon. No, it's a large demon. No, it's a vampire. No, it was a hag in her coven. No, it was just some smugglers, guys. It wasn't that big of a deal.
That and skeletons.
Yeah.
We got skeletons, so they're half right.
I like to imagine they're like, it's Sanballet. Like, what's a Sanballet? Who's that?
It's a sand elemental. No. So yeah, your perception. Of course, there's also the stories about Elias, how he's able to control lightning with his fingertips. Killen has raised up a couple of questions because he doesn't appear to be all that much. He's definitely
mysterious.
He's mysterious. We got stories about Adrian, how she's always constantly having all these poisons on her, which has made her a bit of a talk especially among the male crewmates. It's like, she's beautiful, but she's going to cut your throat if you try to make a move. So don't.
Not inaccurate.
She's venomous, both literally and figuratively.
So, Averin specifically, part of your job as quartermaster is maintaining members of the crew.
Yep.
Normally, this is also flies to the bosun, but she's not here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly just tying everybody off, literally.
Yeah.
Sit
with the
still,
storm
stop wiggling.
And the storm not being that bad, anybody who's below deck doesn't need to be worried about having a lifeline tied to them.
Okay.
But there's also been other rumors about Jason and Sylvia's relationship. And that has started to set a precedent amongst the other members of the crew. For all intents and purposes, the Olympia has it's a mixed crew.
Mhm.
It's got both male, female crew members of all variety of different races, and that has Jason, having pursued a relationship with his first mate, has set in typically not normal precedent aboard the ship, where other crew members are starting to get frisky in alone time. Obviously, you can't just be having. You can't be doing that on a ship. It is tight, cramped, not exactly sanitary, and it leads to unnecessary dramas when these relationships are either unwanted or soured. How was the quartermaster handled this?
Honestly, I don't think she would try to stop it. I think if anything, if there is a breakup and people are being and someone's being like bitchy about it, she'd more or less just be like, okay, well, I mean, you can leave. There's the ocean. Have fun. But just a very, if you're gonna do this, be an adult or get the fuck out kind of thing.
All right. That definitely puts a stop to any of that. Just like a threat to be thrown overboard is won't be taken lightly.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, only if they cause a problem with it.
All right.
Avrin, after her pirating days, became a divorce attorney.
Right? They're arguing over a pail of nails. Like, I can just put the pail of nails in both of you, one nail at a time. Does that solve it? Yeah, she's
Jesus
very
Christ.
little.
I think you're wrong there. I don't think it's divorce attorney is the right one. I think counselor, therapist kind of thing is the right one.
Sorry, my mom was actually a divorce attorney, so I have very little patience for people's shenanigans after hearing all of her stories.
Oh,
It's
wow, you
rubbing
were-
off on Avrin a bit.
That's awesome. I didn't realize you actually had that connection. That's pretty cool.
All right.
Also, I'm just gonna like go up to Jason, just be like, I hope you know what you've started.
No, you know me. I don't know what I started. I'm Jason.
Killen.
Yes.
You receive a knock on the door of your office, and a crew member walks in, and his hand is. It looks like his hand got crushed. It is bones are clearly broken. It is wrapped up in a cloth to help stifle the blood. I guess you wouldn't have received a knock, actually. So yeah, this guy comes.
The one good hand.
Yeah, he's like, surgeon.
I will open the door and let him in. Like, come on. Put him on. I'm just sitting on the table, and this is going to hurt a little bit. I kind of like start undoing the wrapping to kind of examine the hand.
Yeah. He's got a broken hand. Like the bones that would be in his palm are snapped, and you can tell that it definitely looks like his hand got caught in the rigging, and
All right.
nice good little twist right in the middle, just ow.
All right. I will cast Cure Wounds on that.
All right, and that will definitely fix him up.
Want me to actually roll it, or
No, I mean, like the guy took like 2 points of damage.
okay?
So
So yeah, I'll just cure the wounds and just make sure the bones are sitting back in their proper orientation.
All right, and he kind of looks at that and goes, "That's amazing, surgeon."
It's really nothing. Just
a little
the
faith
gift
healing.
just the gift I've been given.
And yes, he's doing that. Another crew member comes in, and he looks at the crew member who you just treated and goes, "Is he going to be all right, surgeon?"
He'll be fine.
He gives a nod and he goes up to him and goes, "Thomas, you're usually more careful than that. What happened?" And Thomas is like, "I got distracted by something. I thought I saw Jack sneaking below deck when he wasn't supposed to. But when I turned around, I got my hand caught up in the rigging."
What's this about a crew member sneaking below deck?
Yeah, I saw Jack. He was looking down the stairs, looking to below deck, and he started making his way down there, and that's when my hand got caught in the rigging. And he's supposed to be up above deck, making sure seawater doesn't start piling up.
I will look to the other sailor who came down to check on the one I treated. Have you seen Jack anywhere on your way when you came to my office?
No, sir.
You two, go tell the captain that something seems to be up, and I'll continue on this floor, and you make your way up to the captain.
All right. And so the two sailors they approach you, Jason, and go, "Captain Lowe, Surgeon Killen has requested your presence."
I see. I will. Yep. I'll go down and meet him. I'll ask for considers. Does he want anyone else or just my presence?
He wanted us to inform you that we saw one of the crew members, Jack, sneaking below deck while he was supposed to be above deck.
I see. Jack. Okay. Is Sylviana anywhere around or?
She probably would be doing duties, but you can easily fetch her.
Sylviana, do you know a crew member named Jack?
We got 3 Jacks. Which Jack is it?
We've got 3 Jacks. What Jack is? I don't know. Back to the other 2 crew members. What Jack did you see?
It was the Jack with the red hair. Sylviana gets a nod and like, "That's Jack Smith." Yeah, he's one of our more shady members. He was known in Saltmarsh for being a pickpocket. Nothing too major though.
I see. Well, let's bring this matter to Killen as well, since he brought it to our attention, and then we can talk to Jack about this with the quartermaster. Let's bring the navigator in too. Why not? Let's get everyone in. So yeah. So first to Killen, doctor. Then just so your person of interest is Jack Smith with the red hair. He is a known pickpocketer. We are going to we're thinking about inquiring to him directly, unless you have any other ideas or concerns before we bring this to the quartermaster and our navigator as well.
A thief on a pirate ship? Oh no!
Just curious as to see why he's not at his station. It's not uncommon for pirates to do with their own thing, but I don't know. Just getting a feeling.
I see. Well, let's bring this matter to the rest of our top tier leaders then, and discuss of what we need to do, if that is okay with you, Doctor.
And have we seen this guy anywhere on the 3rd floor of the ship?
Well, the 3rd floor of the ship, the 3rd deck is where the crew quarters would be kept.
Which one was mine on again?
Yours is on the 2nd.
Oh, okay. Then on the 2nd level, I should say.
Yeah, well, I got a map. Probably should bring out the image of the Olympia here.
Right, the rest of the crew is on the very bottom, while we get the nicer
Yeah.
rooms up above them.
There.
And so we got the top deck, which would be the first two boats, and then second deck, and bottom deck, and then there's the hold below that
Yeah.
where Mr. Stinky lives.
Okay.
I like that Carl's on the ship, though.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah, but so I would just while I was waiting for the doctor. No, not the doctor. While I was waiting for the captain, I'd be just taking a look at my level, and then when he gets down there, like yes, just finding this guy for now, just seeing what he might be up to. If he's up to nothing ill intent, that's fine. Just to see what he's up to. Yeah, I think we should definitely get the others just to make sure this goes smoothly.
All right. I'll bring this into, I guess, just the captain's cabin, I guess, where we're a little bit more harder to listen in on or something. If he's a spy or I don't know, but just that way we're all together. It's like our meeting.
All right, so you go up to the captain's quarters.
Yeah, and with everyone else.
All right. So, real quick, I'm trying to find what would be something of interest. Oh, those are perfect. Averin, when you're doing your quartermaster duties before Jason pulls you away again, you notice that two of the small gold discs that you have collected are missing.
Okay.
And that's when Jason would call everybody for this meeting.
Captain, you should know some of our loot from our last adventure has gone missing.
It has. Well, we're just about to talk about, apparently this Jack Smith with the red hair was not at his duties, and he's, I guess, according to Sylviana, he is a known pickpocketer. Perhaps the two events are linked.
Well, does seem possible. Then again, I'm also a known pickpocketer, so we really shouldn't hold that against pirates.
No, I was more just thinking just crew members acting strange and we're losing goods. What does everyone else think about this?
Hard to
Honest-
know what to think until we hear what he has to say.
We should find him.
I guess that's my next question. Depending on if we confront him or spy on him, what have you, my next question is, how shall we deal if he is a thief? What shall the punishment be for thievery from essentially the crew?
I guess that's up to you, though it might be wise to let it be up to the crew. That way, whether it's harsh, merciful, it's not really your decision.
I agree.
And
Democracy wins at the end. I guess my next question is, how do we want to, do we just confront him directly, or do we try and spy on him?
well, where is he right now?
I would assume he's down in the captain in the crew quarters.
Well, I say confront him.
Sylvia will step up and go, "Shall I collect them?" Or shall we go to him directly?
Don't bring up the thieving just yet. Bring up just shirking his duties.
Yes, we don't
See what
need
kind-
to make it a spectacle in front of the other crew members. If the speculation of a thief on board might get out of hand.
Bring him up, but while he's up, perhaps have someone look through his belongings real quick, just to make sure.
All right. Sylvia gives a nod and looks at Bill. Bill, would you be so kind as to look through his belongings? We just want to make sure it's somebody we can trust. Bill gives a nod and he goes to look through the belongings. Sylvia leaves, leaving the four of you alone for a few minutes.
How's everyone's duties been going so far?
Well, they'd be easier if you'd stop sleeping with crew members.
I'm only sleeping with the
Continue
one.
to give you shit about that. So far.
And, well, I think we're married. I think. 'Cause of the
It's
necklace.
probably the type of thing you should figure out.
Pretty sure.
Wait, weren't you already married? How many wives do you have?
One I actually love. The other I despise.
But you don't
Okay.
remember why you despise her.
Exactly. Lively, why do I despise?
Gives an unpleasant snort from the side of the corner of the room.
Why do I despise her, Snively? Aside from
Because she's
calling
an elf.
Oh, she's an elf. I didn't even know that. I think she's the reason I was in prison. From what I can think to remember.
Everyone else is able to tell Snively is talking about Sylviana.
Oh.
What about his other wife, Snively? You would have known her, right?
His legal wife.
Yes. She is a very kind and noble woman. The perfect type who runs such a city as the Styles needs to pull it up back from the muck.
Did she have anything to do with Jason's imprisonment?
No, not at all.
Insight.
All right, Kellen rolls an insight.
Nice.
19. So you already have this general dislike of Snively. But when Avron kind of asks, did she have anything to do with his imprisonment? He kind of gives a roll of the eyes and an upturn of his nose and goes, no, of course not. You don't think he's lying, but he's definitely not like revealing all the things he knows.
All right. Well, she may not have had entirely everything to do with it, but she might have had something to do with it. Am I right with that?
Well, servants don't get involved or question the needs of the nobles, now do they?
But are you her servant or Jason's?
At that time, I was both.
And now?
Certainly little snakes trying to weasel their way into such backward talk. I will be no part of such game.
We talked about this. Do not insult the members of the crew in front of me.
My apologies, quartermaster. I've let old habits run away with me.
Tell me, Snidely, do you like fish?
Not particularly.
Would you like to see them up close? As I start getting close to him.
He looks at you, kind of like, and then he realizes what you said, and is like, he kind of like suddenly like that sneer and just a hateful look kind of turns quickly to fear. Just At that time, Sylviana rearrives with Jack. Leads him into a room, and Jackie's kind of like, outside of his red hair, there's nothing really special about him. Pale skin, freckles, kind of wearing sloppy clothing, barefooted, just like most other members of the crew. He goes, "Oh, you wanted to see me, Captain?"
Jack, dear, would you mind telling us why you were shirking your responsibilities?
"Oh, I ain't no shirking my responsibilities. Never shirking my responsibilities at all, Quartermaster."
Are you calling our lovely doctor here a liar, Jack?
I, no, of course not. I would never insult the doctor. That's typically bad for your health.
Well, you were seen going downstairs when you were meant to be upstairs.
He seems to start to be really unnervous. I was not shirking my responsibilities. No, I just needed a little nap to help get me through the day.
Insight. Never mind. 13.
13. All right, so you're not able to pick up a read on that. There's some boxes down, just kind of like a nice little crawl space that if you pull into, just tight enough, nobody will notice you if you're careful.
See, here's the thing, Jack. Taking a nap when you're meant to be working is definitely shirking your responsibilities. So if you were so ready to make that excuse, it makes me think you are probably actually doing something worse.
Something worse. I don't understand, Quartermaster. I've done nothing else.
Is Bill back yet?
He can be.
Uh,
He's probably walking through the door right about now.
Silviana, where did you find him?
I found him at his station where he was supposed to be.
Aha. So he wasn't wedged in between a bunch of boxes either. So,
That was a very fast nap, Jack. I look to Bill. Is he holding anything? Does it look like he found anything?
Bill kind of like is holding his hands behind his back, trying to keep them hidden from Jack's view.
Jack, why don't you make this easier on yourself and tell me what Bill found in your chambers? Belongings, whatever they put there, probably don't actually have rooms.
Yeah, so it basically would just be like a little personal trunk.
Yeah.
And Jack starts to, he seems really put off nervous. It's like, you went digging through my stuff. Well, you shouldn't have found anything too embarrassing.
I'll hold out my hand to Bill.
Bill will put the two missing golden disc in your hand.
I raise an eyebrow. Not embarrassing, but certainly incriminating.
I've never seen those before in my life.
Insight. So he's being genuine about that. 18.
He seems genuinely stunned.
I see.
I swear to you, Quartermaster. I swear, Captain. I've never seen those before in my life. I don't even know what they are.
Do I remember what the other crew member looked like? The one who ratted Jack out.
Thomas?
The one who came to my captain. Yeah, Thomas. That was his name.
Yeah.
Would you excuse me for a moment? And he will leave himself from the room, and he's going to look for Thomas.
All right. Thomas is at his station at the rigging, making sure all the ropes are staying tight through this minor storm.
Sorry to bother you, crew member, but we need your testimony in the room.
Aye. And Thomas will come to the room.
All right. Basically, let him inside, knock on the door.
All right. So Jack looks at Thomas. Thomas kind of looks at Jack. Thomas sees the gold disc that Apron is holding in her hand, and his eyes kind of just go wide. That's still a pretty hefty amount of gold for any just normal crew member to see.
So, but does he look like he's seen them before from his way he's looking at him?
That's going to be another insight check.
Sure. Make money normally. 16.
16. He also looks just as surprised as Jack did.
Wait, Thomas was the one that got hurt, right?
Yes.
Oh, I
So
wasn't
what was-
looking for that one. I was looking for the other one, the one who.
The one who came out and checked up on Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it wasn't clear.
I don't think we got
Well,
that.
Thomas was still the one who ratted Jack out. So,
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
he got hurt, and he got hurt because he was too busy watching what Jack was doing.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
doing
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad just to question the third one, anyways, because he was a witness to it all, technically.
All right.
All right. So you can also collect him, and his name is Mark.
Okay. I'll bring Mark in.
Mark.
And because we make the, do we want to let him see the gold discs as well? Don't want to let too many people know we have these gold discs.
I mean, they probably would have all seen them as we brought them on the ship, but
Oh, that's a fair point.
Well, most of the crew wasn't hired yet at that point, so
didn't we get the gold discs from the?
no, you got that from the haunted mansion.
Oh, that was the haunted mansion. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll go fetch Mark and bring him into the room as well.
All right. So you get Mark.
All right.
So Jack, Thomas, Mark. Clearly the most creative names I've ever came up with.
And just reason brought the two of you in just to get to the bottom of this.
Huh?
Thomas, you claimed you saw Jack go away from his post.
I did.
I looked at Jack. And did you?
Jack, he seems to be sweating. He realizes he's going to be in deep trouble no matter what happens. But if he will admit that he did leave his post, but he did not have anything to do with these gold discs.
All right. So then why did you leave your post?
I sneak extra food into my personal chest, and sometimes I go and I just stack on it when I have a moment.
Bill, when you were searching his stuff, did you find that?
Didn't find any food, but I did find crumbs. I'm sorry, but this is Bill. No, didn't find any food. I did find crumbs, and that will cause pests if it's not properly taken care of.
All right, so that sounds like it checks out at least. And you, Mark, where were you when this was all happening?
I was up to my post on the fort castle. My job is to make sure that the rope holding the anchor is secured.
All right.
I heard the scream when Thomas got his hand caught, helped get him free, and sent him down to see you.
Thomas, how did you get your hand caught again?
So Thomas will explain that he was he's supposed to be making sure this rope stays within the pulley system. He was doing one of these checks, making sure the knots were staying tight. And while he was doing that, he looked over at Jack, got distracted, and his hand got basically pulled up into the rigging and into the pulley system.
That is a big ouch.
Yeah. So it's just a brief moment of him not paying attention could have cost him his hand if it wasn't for the existence of magic in this world.
Did we ever do an Arcana check on these discs, by the way?
Yes, you determine them to be unmagical but solid gold.
Okay.
So pretty much they're meant to be sold for their value. Or kept as an art option.
I was just making sure it wasn't like some sort of cursed shenanigans.
Specialty guest
Oh no, a
points.
cursed stone, that would suck.
What?
I
As
know
a-
cursed stones suck and stuff, you know? All right.
So, Mark, then you would have no idea about the item being stolen. Why we brought you all three of you in here?
Nope. Mark does not know anything about this stuff.
24.
Yeah, Mark knows nothing.
So
You
clearly
think
he doesn't
Mark's
know.
entire role in this whole knotted web of schemes is that he saw Thomas get hurt.
All
And
right.
he's basically able to confirm that Thomas was not paying attention
All right.
to something.
All right, that'll be it from the three of you then. And just wait for the three of them to go back to their posts.
Before
go ahead.
you leave, Jack, is there anyone that you don't get along with in the crew?
Anyone I don't get along with?
Somebody may be at odds with.
He gives a pointed look at Snively. He goes, no, nothing, nobody on the crew specifically that I don't get along with.
Any... how do I put this delicately? Spurned lovers, nothing of the sort?
No, I have a lady love in Saltmarsh.
All right, you're free to go.
All right, Jack departs. What about Thomas and Mark?
Pretty much able to determine they had nothing to do, at least to my knowledge, they had nothing to do with the gold disc stuff at all. So, and Jack doesn't know anybody on the ship that would want to try to frame him, unless he did a pretty good deception check. I have nothing else to ask them unless any of you have anything to ask them. Anyone?
I think at this point our best course of action is just to see if anyone goes snooping in the box. If we act like nothing's happened, then either they'll think their plan to frame him hasn't worked, or that perhaps someone else took the gold. They might check back for it.
Or Jack is the one who took the gold. Like Killen said, he just rolled a very high deception check.
Killen believes that he's telling the truth, unless, of course, but I wouldn't know that in character. I believe he's telling the truth.
He did, however, look at Snively. When I asked...
yeah, but nobody gets along with Snively, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
I don't think Snively would go out of his way for one character.
Yeah, he doesn't have a problem with anyone on the crew. Snively is Snively. He's just... he doesn't count.
It was Snively all along. That son of a bitch.
All right, so you guys are just going to keep an eye out for this. Make sure this doesn't escalate any further.
Should we put the gold back where we found it, or perhaps not? If we want to make the appearance of that we know nothing about this.
Probably just hide it in
no
your room.
need. I think have someone watch the box and someone watch Jack.
I can keep an eye on the gold discs.
Are we put it in the back, or are you just going to put them
We can...
somewhere safe? Like, put them back where we found it so no one knows we took it, or are we going to keep it safe? Or, like, put it in a safe or location, or...
Because it was found in Jack's locker, right?
Yeah.
I think Ray is in that place. Perhaps whoever found it wanted Jack to face punishment, so they wouldn't... I think for now to keep him in Jack's locker, but if he returns them, then we can just put him back in our lockers. If they move, I'll be able to know about it.
So you guys decide to keep this on your own site. Later that afternoon, Avon, I want you to roll perception check. All right, with 10. Jack has no. He's got some bonuses. Oh, all right, Jack. So while you're doing your counts, you kind of hear one of the crew members come down, and you very quickly duck behind like one of the larger boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Peeking around the corner, you do see that it is Jack. And he has what looks like some bread, some cheese, and some meat, kind of like wrapped in a cloth. As he he does a quick look around before he starts sneaking behind some of these boxes, pushing a little bit of them off to the side. And you can move closer if you want, but you can't see or hear what he's up to.
Yeah, I'll try to sneak closer.
All right, roll a stealth check. All right, so you're almost right able to get right up on top of him with your stealth, your super stealth. And as you do, you kind of get to see a look over his shoulder, and it's a small little cubby hole that wouldn't even be large enough to fit a full-grown person. However, it looks like Jack has taken one of these storage boxes, has cut out the back of it, and he is currently sharing this bread, meat, and cheese with a young boy who's probably no more than 9. At this point in the sailing ship, you know who all the crew is. This boy is not one of your cabin boys. That actually, the ship doesn't have a cabin boy. So yeah, Jack is basically, he has a stowaway on the ship.
Okay. I'm just gonna sigh and go sit beside them. Evening, gentlemen.
Jack jumps right up, and he has a dagger in his hand as he looks at you.
No, there's no need for that. What's your name? I say to the boy.
Roll the persuasion.
There is persuasion. I'm trying to persuade the boy, not Jack. So
Yeah,
that.
so the boy, he kind of looks up at you, and he is very terrified. Stowaways are not something that are treated very kindly on ships, especially with ships with more fearsome reputations, like pirate ships.
Mm-hmm.
As he kind of just looks up at you and goes, I'm Robert.
Robert, that's a nice name. I have a little sister. She's about 11 now. How old are you?
I'm 10.
Robert, ships aren't really safe places for kids to be, especially when no one's... Well, I guess Jack here's looking after you. How did you end up here?
Jack will speak up on this one. He goes, he's my little brother. He has no other family. I couldn't find proper work in Salt Marsh with how the town guard was cracking down on crime. So I thought I'd join up with the ship and stow him away. Please, quartermaster, don't hurt him. He's just a boy.
No one's going to hurt him. But Jack... Well, Robert, actually, I need you to answer a question for me. I want you to answer me honestly, okay? Were you the one that took the gold pieces?
Gold pieces?
Gold discs.
He gives a shake of his head, no.
Did you see who did?
He gives another shake of his head, no.
Can I roll insight?
You can roll insight.
Oh wait, I have really bad insight. Oh well.
Oh wow! I
He's
totally
alive!
believe
Kill
him.
him! Kill him! He's actually a dragon in disguise.
It's actually a dragon. Well, if you have nowhere else to go, then I suppose you're going to have to stay here. We can probably find you somewhere better to sleep than in the middle of all these barrels, though.
He kind of lights up at that.
Now, I'm sure you've heard our captain is a very fearsome man, so I'm sure he'll expect you to work for your keep.
He nods. Robert just nods.
Right. I stand up and dust myself off. Let's go introduce you to the captain then, shall we?
Robert looks over at Jack. Jack has put his dagger away, seeing how you're not going to do something violent. And he just gives a nod and he goes, "Go on. We're following the quartermaster."
Okay, and I'll go and knock on Jason's door.
All right. Jason, you get this knock on your door.
Oh, was this at nighttime?
Yep.
Yeah. One moment. Crap. I'm gonna put some clothes on. All right. Enter.
I peek around the door, and when I'm very sure that everyone is proper, I let Proper through.
Right.
Captain.
Sylvia is kind of more just like lounging in the hammock with, well, she was with Jason. Once she sees that you're not going to be alone, she does kind of like cover herself up a bit more.
Okay. Captain, I have recruited a new crew member, and I wanted to introduce you to him. His name is Robert.
Oh, well, it's wonderful to meet you, Robert. How did you get on the ship? Are you a great swimmer?
Jack puts a hand on Robert's shoulder and goes, "I stole him away, Captain. He's the real reason why I've been shirking my duties, just to make sure he gets some food and make sure he hasn't been found."
Oh, why did you have to stow him away?
Sylvia pipes up and goes, "Because I said no children."
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Children on a pirate ship's probably not the best of places, but since you're here, you probably need some duties. We could use probably a cabin boy, I think.
Arda really could use the help with the cooking.
Oh, there we go. Do you know how to cook, Robert?
He shakes his head, "No.
Well,
But I can wash dishes."
Well, Robert, you're going to learn today. We know this. We have this cook called Arda. She needs some help with washing dishes, like you said, and with cooking, probably. So, how does that sound? Would you like to help someone with cooking and cleaning dishes?
He gives a nod.
Perfect. Well, now you have your duties. I recommend you go down to her now and report yourself in.
Before that, Robert, you were down there for a while. Are you feeling all right?
I could use some water.
How about I take you down to see this physician Killen? He'll give you a checkup, and I'll grab you water while he does.
He gives a nod. And you lead him away. Do you bring Jack with him, or do you leave him with the captain?
That's up to Jack. I'll just say, you can come with us if you'd like.
technically put, the captain does need to dole out a punishment for stowaway.
Yeah, so the adults have to talk real quick, I guess. Take the kid away while we find some suitable punishment.
I kind of give a look to Jason, but I nod and walk out.
Alright, Jack, considering, according to Sylviana said, you can't bring children on board, and you did break a rule, so we'll have to do out a suitable punishment for you.
Sylvia starts to sing a little ditty to herself. The captain's daughter, she's a sight. Keep you up in the dead of night. Make you weep. The eyes turn sore like many another men before. So for those of you who don't know, the captain's daughter is actually slang for the whip. Typically, punishments were dealt with
Flogging. The cat o' nine tails. Yep, Navy ships is usually cat o' nine tails. That's the name of the whip, because it had 9 lashes. Yes, so whipping is one suitable punishment as well. What's the share of the crew? How much do they get?
Basically, when you make port, they are going to get half of the ship's total gold.
Half of the ship's total gold. What's the total gold now?
Let's see. The ship is sitting at a pretty. I have it somewhere around here. Somewhere over the rainbow. Claws be blue sky. Okay. For some reason, Neph has control of the ship. The ship is currently sitting at about 881 gold pieces, 968 silver pieces, 200 electrum, 70 platinum, and 155 copper.
Okay, and then they get half of that.
Yeah, the whole crew would get half of that, and then that would be probably about 20 crew members. So divide that by 20.
So 400 divided by 20. So about 20, at least 20 gold, at least.
Yep.
Okay, and how old is the boy?
The boy's 10.
10? Well, you brought a 10-year-old boy onto a pirate ship, I think, if Sylviana agrees. Would a suitable punishment be subtract the boy's age from the amount of his share?
Sylviana will give a nod and goes, that sounds like it's suitable.
All right. That shall be your punishment then. You will lose 10 of your share. 10 gold or...
Which is about half of his share.
Yeah, so you lose about half of your share for this voyage, at least.
Honestly, Jack seems relieved about that, so... Yeah, so the boy is not going to be harmed?
No, he will not be harmed. I assume he is not the thief of the gold, and neither are you, as it seems. Am I correct in that assumption?
I don't know if Adrian had told you that they haven't been the thieves.
Well, I just asked. I was more asking him, like, because Adrian didn't say, but that's
No,
like,
Robert has not stolen those gold pieces and hidden them in my trunk. He hasn't left the hidey hole till today.
Okay, and you haven't stole the gold either, correct?
That is correct, Captain.
Okay, and as long as that remains true, I think this is a suitable punishment. If that does not remain true, then we will have issues. But for now, go see to your boy.
All right. He nods and he backs out of the door.
Did I handle that well, Sylviana?
Sylviana gives a shrug and goes, I think I should have whipped him, but that's just me.
Yeah. I don't mind whipping, but I think the crew will be happy with some of the crew will get a little bit of an extra raise, which might lift their spirits a bit, but I think it's safe to say whoever this thief is, there'll be a whipping for that. Once we take it to the crew, of course, and they vote on the suitable punishment, but because it's not just thievery that whoever stole it is going to be punished of. He tried to incriminate another crew member. That has to be worth a little bit more than a whipping, maybe.
It is.
All right. Now, where were we?
All right. So, Killen, you get awakened by Avron late during the night.
Greg staggers to the door, opening up. Yeah.
Killen, we have a new crew member. I was hoping you might give him a checkup. He's been in less than ideal lodgings for a while now.
He gazes down towards the little child. When did we get one of those on here?
Evidently, he's been here since we set out from Saltmarsh.
Robert is now hiding behind Avron.
he kind of will kneel down like, it's all right. Trust me when I say the rumors about my kind is not true.
You have tusk.
Yes, I do.
Like a pig.
Give me one of those patients. Come on, you look like you should. You need some aid. Let me help you.
So you go through the steps of giving aid. Outside of the boy being a little malnourished, and definitely a little dehydrated, he's fine. Just get some food and some water in him, and he'll be tip-top shape.
While he's getting the checkup, that's what I'm doing.
All right. So you go to the kitchen, and when you come out, Snively's kind of like just peeking outside of his room. And when he sees that you see him, he just closes the door.
Something to say, Snively?
He's already closed the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll kind of speak a little loudly. You know, I hear the sharks are particularly hungry this time of night.
Okay, so I come back with food and water.
All right. So he greedily eats down the food and drinks up the water. It's fresh water. But yeah, that's pretty much all that you got from this kid. He'll start working on dishes in the morning.
Well, that still leaves the question of who stole the gold discs, but at least it's one mystery solved. I'll let you get back to sleep then, Killen.
Since how long has it been since we put the discs back where we found them?
At this point, it's probably only been about 5 hours.
All right. Before I go to bed, just because I can, I'm going to cast Locate Object, and I'm looking for gold discs. Object that is familiar to you. The sense of the direction of the object's location within 1,000 feet of you, which I'm pretty sure it's within 1,000 feet of me.
All right, what are you looking for again?
Gold discs.
I was just checking to see if they're still where they were supposed to be.
All right, so following the locate object for these gold discs, all 5 of them are where they're supposed to be in the strong box in the quartermaster's in the hold. I'm sorry.
All right, he will relay the information to Avron and like, all right, well, at least for now, they're back where they should be. But I'll keep an eye on them for throughout the journey. I'll let you know as soon as I notice if any of them move.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
So in the morning, the storm has passed, allowing the ship to continue on its merry way. Elias, is there anything you're doing during the whole morning actions?
Let's see. Have I finished the map yet?
Finished map? Yes. So you do have a third one done.
Okay, cool. I'll let's see. I've been probably just cooped up in my room most of the day, so I'm gonna stretch my legs, check on the crew, help with some minor tasks, do whatever.
So the third map itself, it depicts a little bit further inland of the. So there's this large island that is semi-moon shaped. It's this one right here. If I can move this, there we go. This one.
Yeah.
It's called the Island of Volcanoes because the whole island itself is just dotted with these active volcanoes.
I remember Ashenport having a lot of very fertile soil and.
Yep, Ashenport is the big city on this island. The biggest volcano on it is called White Plume Mountain. But this map will lead to one of the smaller ones a little bit closer to the coast. And it leads to an iron mine, which is believed to still have active veins in it. So if you can somehow secure that area, you would have a nice steady supply of iron coming in.
I also report this to the captain.
All right.
And can we get a pin?
Yes. This is for treasure map 3. Sure. There you go.
All right, cool.
An excellent find, Elias.
Thank you, Captain.
We'll have to decide when we want to visit this treasure map number 3.
Well, it would. I mean, we could very well do it after a time in Port Artemia. It's not that far away.
Possibly, yes. Out of character, it's one of those like we probably need Neph with fire and all that. But in character, it's like, yeah, it is on the way. Oh, I don't know what we can do with the iron mines specifically.
Well, we could. We can have us easily be able to fix or replace our cannons. Have a steady supply of cannonballs. Just trade it and have a decent side profit in case in case pirating doesn't turn out to be a great operation.
True. Going to the irons is not a bad idea. Yeah, after we hit the port, we can bring it up with the rest of the crew and see what their thoughts are on. Rest of the crew, and of course, mostly us, the leaders of said crew. But definitely a good find.
Elias, you're also taken a little bit by surprise when for breakfast you see serving up all the dishes is a young boy who can't be any more than 10.
Hi, when did you get here?
My name is Robert. I was here from the beginning.
Where are you now? I look over to Jason's in the room, right? Or I just kind of look over to him and be like, you know about this, right?
Jason can be in the room.
I can be. Okay, I guess I am. Yeah, he showed up last night. Avon found him and Jack. He's Jack's little brother.
Well, all right then. I guess if everything's squared away, then I used to be a cabin boy myself for a good while.
Robert kind of looks up at you and goes, "Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do everything a normal cabin boy should. I just kind of like hold up my skinny ass arms and whatnot. But I may do and whatnot, and I was like, look like a reasonable young lad, and if you ever need any help or any questions or anything, feel free to ask me.
all right." Robert just gives you a series of nods.
And Elias is like 19, so he's not like too. So he's yeah. It's not like it's all just a bunch of frumpy adults. And
Hey, 19 is practically in the grave to a 10-year-old.
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any actions they wish to perform on the ship as for the morning?
I mean, I'll milk Carl again if I can allowed to.
Probably with the morning, just cast locate object again, just to make sure they're still there, and then just going about his regular routine.
Yep. So good news is this: the golden weights are still there. These discs haven't been moved since they've been put back into the original place. You are able to get one more vial out of Carl.
Yay.
Milking him constantly is practically a belt.
Look, Carl's fine, okay? Don't call PETA on me yet.
Why would they
Not
call
yet,
PETA? They're
soon.
worse.
They'll be like, "You're not milking him enough. Let me show you how it's done."
They just kill him.
They just start twirling him around.
Right? Be like, this is such a sad life for him. Let us murder him and to free him from this torture. That's PETA.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
We're going to take a quick 5-minute break as I get some more water here real quick and get everything prepped for the next little bit.
Oop, all right.
Sounds good.
I guess I'll use the bathroom real quick too then.
How's the chat doing today, huh? I see
right, guys.
researcher Rodriguez and DWLW there.
Anime of yesterday was here earlier too. Don't know if he still is.
We hope we are entertaining in our fumbling around deciding what the hell we're doing.
Right.
Our captain, very much like Stede Bonnet, needing the rest of the crew to be able to do any of his decisions.
History references. Yay.
Yay.
Ooh, beta testing. That sounds fancy.
Ooh, beta testing what? A game, a piece of software.
I mean, games are a piece of software, right?
Well, I meant like, not gaming software.
Right.
Like, so, anyone get anyone you care about decent Christmas presents?
I guess. I don't know.
I'm still waiting on like half the stuff I order from Amazon.
Right, me too. Well, I ordered some stuff. Like, I don't know. My boyfriend wanted an actual like leather belt because for some reason you can't buy those in stores anymore. They're all fake.
Wait, you can't?
No.
Oh wow, I'm lucky then.
They're all like at most they're like they'll have a thin layer of leather on the outside, and then the inside's like canvas or sometimes rubber.
Leather
Oh,
belts.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Well,
they
I'm
don't
lucky
hold up
then.
well.
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky then, because I'm pretty sure the belt I'm wearing now it's only leather, except for
Nice.
obviously the metal bits. But yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean
they're
I've had it for God knows how long. It was one of those, like, my dad had it, gave it to me because it was one of those that fit me, and I was like, all right, I guess this is mine now forever.
yeah, they're hard to find now.
I wonder why. Is it just cheaper to make then, or
Yeah, probably.
we are lazy as a human race? We are kind of lazy. How's your Amazon gifts coming along, Hex? I know you said or just Amazon in general because of your shirts and everything too.
Well, the shirts were Walmart, but that's a different thing. Yeah, anything from my mom, I have not gotten yet. Although I did get my, I believe it's my copy of Common America Volume 4.
Ooh.
Ooh. Series of books I still need to get.
They're really good. They're really good.
There's so many things, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to back that, and then I just don't. I did finally back Sunsworn though.
Oh,
That was
nice.
a long time coming, but he was doing his like 12 gays of Christmas thing, so I was like, oh well, now's a good time then.
I deprived you of getting it for free, and I apologize.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was the prize, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah, he just doubled my pledge, and I got like that full package deal. And
Oh,
then it's just
nice.
like, okay, this is going to my roommate because he actually created the giant stone foot that I wrote about.
Yeah, Red Gay seems like a cool dude.
I still have no idea what the fuck happened to Rotten Glory.
I know, he just disappeared, right? Like I was like, oh okay. Well, hopefully everything's all right.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's alive.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, hopefully he's alive, because when things like that happen, it's one of those where it's like, oh god, hopefully nothing happened, like accident-wise or anything like that. Just,
I'm sure there would have been more of a hullabaloo in that case. Like
Yeah,
people would have
probably.
said something. People that were closer to him, you know.
You ready
All right.
for us?
Yep. Quick roll call. I know we got Nick, Hex in blue. Do we have Amish?
Yes.
All right. So you guys managed to make the rest of the trip without much of an incident.
Woohoo.
So you arrive within the port, Artemilla, which I think I've changed his name 6-7 times now. Artemia. We're going to go with that, Artemia. So here's your new map.
Yay. Try
I'm
to
the
log
map.
in.
I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map. Oi, Dora. Now all I can think about is this one TikTok video where this girl is asking like her mother to make her a sandwich in Spanish, and she just gets hit with a loaf of bread. All right, so here you go. For all intents and purposes, just ignored the legend because I'm not using any of that.
Cool,
legend.
cool.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, legend like math legend.
Yeah, the map
Like
legend.
that.
Well, I would assume the wall is still a wall.
Yeah, the wall is still a wall. So as you all are pulling into the port, and you see this half-finished wall that is slowly kind of like being pulled out into the harbor. You okay, Tagalong?
Hi,
You
kitty.
okay?
Hi, Tagalong.
She just kind of like, cool. She's like freaked out.
Oh,
Oh.
what did you do to the cat?
I think it's her new collar. She doesn't like it.
Aw, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so you're pulling into this port. There's a half-finished wall that juts out part of the way into this small bay. And it stops before it gets to this large statue of a giant sea snail. There are two ports. There is one that's meant clearly for smaller fishing vessels, rowboats, skips, all sorts of things. And then sloops would be going towards the larger port next to these buildings here where the D is. And amongst the number of ships that you're seeing over there, there are three that are rather recognizable. Lacquered in this purple paint and with a black and gold motif. You definitely recognize at least one of these ships. Emblazoned onto their side in this gaudy gold and moon elves going back and forth amongst the crew. The ships are labeled the Hellraiser, the Heartbreaker, and the Eye Catcher.
Well, shit.
Well, unless he knows that we're after him, does it really matter?
He'd still recognize us, and who knows
Well,
what we'd
sure.
do then.
He got what he wanted from us, right? Which was the ship we were on. Or, well, actually,
Just our stuff.
Port Atamia, Amish. There you go.
Does what's stopping him from taking our ship again?
That's a good question now, isn't it?
So we have a couple of options. Either we just simply turn back now. We could just take advantage and just start firing upon them with our cannons while they're still in port, and
As well as the rest of the port.
it's a half-finished wall.
Yeah, 3 power ships versus 1. Yeah, that'll go well.
Well, I mean,
But they're docked, and we are not.
yeah, that's a huge advantage. If they're docked, they are nothing. Historically speaking, at least.
Just a bunch of sitting ducks.
Yeah.
and whatever sunk us before?
Well, that's the great. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those where, I don't know if would turning back be a better option, or fighting them here amongst strangers.
Or you could just pull into port.
We don't have to necessarily pick a fight or
No,
do
but I'm
anything.
just saying, like, what's to stop them from stealing our ship if we do that? I don't know the laws here, the layout. If it's just like, who cares? Just do whatever, or if this is like John Wick, where all assassins can come here and no one's can't break the cardinal rules or whatever.
Sylvie?
She kind of thinks it over and goes, if you fire upon the ships while they're port and docked, you're going to make enemies with just about every pirate imaginable.
But are there any rules here about not attacking other pirates? Would we be safe if we docked?
You'll be safe if you dock. There is no real government in this town. It's more of the unspoken rule that if you mess with me, all of me and my friends are going to come and take you down.
Okay, just play it casual then. All right.
Yeah, it didn't work out for William Kidd, so we'll see. Real life part, sorry. That's just the situation reminds me of, is all that where, yeah. Hunting down pirates, and then he has to make harbor somewhere, and then lo and behold, there's the pirates. Some of the pirates he was hunting down, and can't really do much about it. And he recognizes one of them as a former friend, and they just steal all the shit and leave.
Well, we haven't actually really started anything with any pirates, so we don't. We're
Now,
not. We're
here's the
technically not
thing
even
about,
pirates yet.
Here's the thing about Jarlaxle and the other sea princes. They've been robbing pirates.
Yeah.
So either A, he's got some powerful friends here in Port Armada. Armada, God, Lord.
Artenia.
Artenia. He's either got some powerful friends or he's such a big enough deal on his own that nobody's going to mess with him directly.
I vote probably both.
Yeah. So I guess just dock our boats away from his ship is probably the best bet, and then leave a good enough guard on ship at all times.
Well, besides, it's not like he's going to know which ship is ours.
Okay.
All right. So the Olympia is pulled up into dock.
Yeah, he may not recognize the ship, but he might recognize some of the crew. Some of us stand out.
Well, then get off the boat with the rest of us or go below deck.
Oh wait, the captain tried to snatch his fucking eye.
I did.
You have the captain, you have a dragonborn, and you have a half-orc.
The dragonborn technically doesn't exist.
And Averin. He specifically grabbed Averin. He recognizes us all, except for probably Elias. So it wouldn't really matter too much.
It's like, oh, that thing. It's like that ghost of a human being didn't die of malnourishment. Okay, I guess that's cool.
Yeah, it's like because he did the whole thing with Averin or whatever. It's just, and I tried to snatch out his eye, and yeah, it's fine. Well, just play casual, and if he he doesn't strike me as the type of man that's gonna hold a grudge. At least to something like that. Let me rephrase: a grudge against us for
not
being
dying.
robbed. Yeah, exactly.
How dare you not die when I try to kill you? You know, to be honest, he does seem like that kind of guy.
Well, maybe if we did something really bad against him, like if I did succeed in snatching out his eye, then yeah, that would be one thing.
Only one way to find out. I'm gonna get off the ship.
Yeah.
And the crew pays no further attention to you. As you go to board the ship, nobody requires a docking fee as you pull up into the ship. There looks like there was a building that used to be the harbor master's office, but all the windows have been smashed outward as if somebody from the inside has thrown something through them at some point. The sign that was hanging up over the top of the door is half hanging off a chain and swinging loosely. And it's just every building in sight is covered in some sort of graffiti. Either some rude comment, so-and-so was here, crude jokes of all sorts. And even though it's still kind of like slightly early in the day, people are drinking like crazy. This is a party town.
How lively.
You guys have seen Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Tortuga.
Yep. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, Tortuga, yeah.
Yeah, not an actual functioning city.
Yeah, real life Tortuga is a bit different, but
no, it's actually has a government.
Well, it was kind of like it in Pirates of the Caribbean, but at the same time, it's not because it had multiple governments. There's a whole bloody history with Tortuga, and the fort. Like the guy who created the fort was very like paranoid and hated everyone in the town, and then he got assassinated, and someone took that over. It's a whole story. If you want more history, I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah. All right. You guys are...
should we try to find a place to sell our stuff before we run into old friends?
Sounds good to me.
I assume you guys pay the crew before you dismiss them those that will be going ashore.
Yes.
All right. So each crew member gladly takes their share.
Except Jack, he gets half.
Yeah, except for Jack, he only gets half. And the half that he gets, is it all of his money or just the gold?
I think it was just the gold because that's what I did the math on.
All right.
Yeah, he said minus 10 gold specifically.
Mhm.
Because the boy was 10 years old.
Yeah, I was using his age as a way to subtract how much he gets.
And so the crew, the away party of the crew, they spread out into the city to cause mischief. The crew that gets unfortunately stuck to helping Avon sell all this crap, not that happy, but they know that this will go into lining their pockets a bit more. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
actually, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just looking at the our stuff, what we're selling, the blue quartz, bronze. Did anyone want any, like, I see the scrolls of mending, vicious mockery, and then we have the alchemy jug that no one took.
We should, yeah, that should be in the ship's inventory, but I'm not sure why it's there.
It's in the it's in the party sheet meeting.
I probably just never move all that stuff over. The alchemy jug is absolutely being kept.
Mm-hmm.
What about all this diamonds and other stuff?
Well, I got my one diamond, so I'm good there, at least.
Let's see, diamonds, where are they?
Where's the ship's inventory?
Did anyone want, Killen, did you want the holy symbol? Because I know you're religious.
Different god, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I already have a holy symbol, so we don't need that one. I don't need that one in particular.
All right, so that one can get sold.
Yeah. Quartz. I forget. I know there's material component on. Let's see. It's what is it? 300. Okay, diamond to 300 GP. That's what I need.
and then what about the scroll of mending and scroll of vicious mockery? Who would be able to use those, or if anyone?
I would think if anyone, it would be either me or Neph.
Let's see. Mending. I believe I can. I can use the. I can do the mending one if I don't. Fine. If you want, you can take it to Vicious Mockery. I don't know if any of us can cast that. Yeah, I don't think any of us are bards, so we can sell that.
Okay, we can sell that one then. I wasn't sure if it was just arcane or if it
specifically bards only.
And then the scroll of mending.
I already have mending as a spell. If someone else wants to use it,
And Neph also has mending.
so we can just sell that for the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Almost.
I think. Wait, did Nick take one of the robes? I forget.
I did not take any robes, as far as I remember.
I was sure if the captain needed a fancy bathrobe.
Did I need a fancy bathrobe? A fancy robe when Sylviana comes into the captain's quarters. Oh god.
Oh boy, it's Hugh Hefner.
I don't know, should I take one or not? For the joke, or for the lulz, I'll just take one of these, I guess. Silk robe, I only want the one though. There we go. I don't know why I have it, but oh well. Alright.
All right. So the rest of the stuff is going to get sold.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also, in the ship's inventory itself, there's things like Sambalet spell book. Some
I think you're keeping the book.
All right. So everything that's in the notes is things you guys are planning on keeping.
Or like the golden skull, the golden apple. Like we could sell all those. There's like the actual golden items. Maybe keep the discs because those were evidence.
All right. If there's no opposition to that, I will start to move that stuff back to the party inventory to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So golden apple. Rose. And there's also the golden. So all the golden stuff except for the disc.
Yeah.
Golden skull. And then golden rib. Boys. All right. Anything else?
I've got some things in my inventory I was going to sell, but I was going to do them separately, so.
All right, so we'll just start off with the bulk items. This is going to be the last chance for anybody to pull anything from them.
Let me just double check my inventory. I don't think I took anything superfluous.
Yeah, I'm good. There's nothing in there I would want. If anything, there's nothing worth 300 gold, so I can't use that.
All right.
Yep, I got
So as you,
Yep, you're good.
Yep.
Sorry.
all right, so as you, those of you who are selling your stuff, as you pull out from the port and into the larger town square itself, it gets a bit better. This is more of where the actual towns itself, you know, all the people with trades and the variety of different trades that actually keep the town functioning work. In the center of it is kind of like set up to be like this almost bazaar where you can just sell all your items. You basically pick a big empty square and then you go, okay, we got all this stuff. How about we? And basically start selling it off in an auction-like format. So Quartermaster is typically the one who sells the stuff, but I will allow anybody who is selling persuasion, bluff, or intimidation to try to sell these items for a higher price than 50. However, if you roll low, you may end up with less than 50.
I'll roll persuasion. 23.
23, that will definitely net you some pretty profits. So you guys will be able to sell all this stuff for 68% more than what it's worth.
Nice.
But not 68% more. You would basically get 50% of what it's worth, so you're getting 68% of what it's worth. So divide that. So all that total is 1,004 gold even.
Nice.
All right, which divides up, and 2 more extra goes towards the ship. Alrighty. So now, after that sold, that's basically everybody's morning action. This gives everybody afternoon actions. We'll start with Jason. What will be your afternoon action?
Oh God, I have no idea.
Well, typically the first thing you want to do is try to figure out what there is to do in town.
Yeah. I would assume gambling. Yeah, I'll go to the like I guess the tavern or something just to see what's up, if they have any posters or any other captains to look forward to, and or if there's any gambling going on that I can participate in, I suppose.
All right. So there are 5 taverns in this town.
I see.
So the first tavern is out at the docks. This is the lowest, most scummiest tavern you could possibly get. This is basically where you go to drink really watered down ale and potentially get into a fight. And it's called the Really Big Fish.
A really big fish. I see.
So the other 3 taverns, they're kind of like middle end, and they usually sell to the tradesmen. There is the Kelp in the Kettle, which is typically known for holding itself as like a bards and musicians tavern. There is a place simply just called Drink. This is typically set for those of lesser selling ships. So this is more where Jason would end up naturally if Jason was a normal person. So this is more where like merchant ships and pirate ships, they would make deals like all these articles would get signed. This is while drinking and having some food. The next one is more of your classic kind of like inn and tavern. This is a boardroom. And it's called the Sultry Maiden. And then the last one is actually a brothel called Heavenly Kiss.
Well, I don't need to go there. Surprisingly enough, he's probably going to go the more sane route of just going to Kelp and Kelpers.
The Kelp and the Kettle, where the bards and musicians typically go?
Yeah, because, I mean, I even got that viol, too. I can play that.
All right.
Strike up a band.
Right. Elias.
Aye.
What is your afternoon action?
Well, aside from the taverns, what else is in town?
All right. So you're going to try to gather some information of what else there is in town.
Yes.
All right. Averin.
Were any of those letters from the different wives of that captain we killed, were any of them from here?
Yes, one of them was here. It was to Madame Leeson. And she is actually the proprietor of the Heavenly Kiss.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll probably head there then.
All right. Killing.
I would try to see if there's like a general store, someplace that actually sells like simple stuff, and then he'll join the captain where the bards and musicians would play after.
All right. So there is no general store. It is more just a big open bazaar market.
Okay.
So there are 2 markets. There's the markets that's selling stuff that comes from the ship, which is this where K would be. And then there's that which comes from inland, which is where O is. So basically, you got the ship market and the farmer's market.
Yeah, he'll peruse for like maybe see if they have like healing potions and something like simple stuff like that, basic supplies. And if not, he'll then retire to the tavern.
So you're just going to peruse and then
retire peruse for like basic supplies, and if they don't have any, then just retire back to the tavern.
All right, you're good. Join the captain at the tavern.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, basically everything that's in the player's handbook you guys can find. So.
All right. Good.
So we're going to start with Elias. You're trying to figure out what there is in town to do. And there's a lot. Anything in particular that Elias is looking for? Or are you just going to look for the very first thing that catches your attention? Did he just BRB? Yep, he sure did. All right, so Abram, you're going to go first.
Okay.
All right, so the Heavenly Kiss, it's actually this building up here. So you have to climb all the way up this hill to this brothel house. I'm sorry, not this building, this one over here.
Oh, okay.
So you, which I can just slap a character in here and be done with it. Wee.
I'm spinning.
Wee. So there you are. So the Heavenly Kiss, it's a lot nicer than the one you're used to in the styles. Even the one that you worked at was specifically catered to nobles. It has a nice, it has a high wall about 6 feet tall that circles the premise, and it's made out of stone. The outside of the wall is covered in graffiti. That's becoming a known problem throughout this town. There's just graffiti everywhere, and most of it's just random nonsense that only made sense to whoever drew it.
Interesting.
But the inside itself, it's almost like a pleasant little flower garden. The women here, you notice there are two different types. There are the type who are more, we'll just say it's open with what they're selling. And then there are those that are dressed almost nobly. Like they're walking around in the latest fashion, the petticoats and the... I just proved I don't know what a petticoat is. They're wearing the nice fine dresses that are really tight around the waist, wide brim hats that they tied around on their chin to hold it in place, carrying little parasols, almost like ladies.
Okay.
And you're able to walk through, and the sailors are being sailors all throughout the area.
Sure.
And you walk up to this front desk, and it's being attended to by a rather large and brutally man. You can see he's definitely the bouncer, as well as like just the general attendant. He doesn't look up at you as you walk forward and goes, "How can I help you?"
And I tell him I'm looking for, I forgot her name already.
Madam Leeson.
Madam Leeson?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking for Madam Leeson.
He looks up at you and goes, "You're not one of our normal patrons. What do you want with the madam?"
I have a correspondence from her husband.
He gives a nod. He looks over at one of the girls, waits her over, and goes, "Go get the madam. My lady, please walk this way." And he leads you over to a side private room. Opens the door, allows you in. "Shall I interest you in any food, drink?"
No, thank you.
All right. He gives a nod, closes the door. And you're in this room with all these plush cushions, chairs, large round table. Sitting in the middle of the table, it seems like almost this vase-like contraption with these rubber hoses that come from it and attach to the side.
It's a hookah.
Okay. I'm not gonna actually look around for anything, but as far as just visually looking, can I roll a perception?
Absolutely.
17.
So you don't find anything that you would consider hostile. As you're looking around, there's no real sign of wear and tear. This is a nice establishment. This is a nice and fancy establishment.
Okay.
The other door on the other side opens up, and out steps a woman in her late middle years. So she's about 40 to 45. Probably pushing 50. She's wearing this fine yellow dress that seems to be almost a little pale. She walks in, he looks at you and goes, "You're the correspondent for my husband?"
Yes. I actually, unfortunately, have bad news.
Hmm? Bad
This.
news.
I'll take out the letter. I found this in his office. Well, in his quarters. I thought I would deliver it to you, along with the news that your husband unfortunately has passed.
Is this true?
I'm afraid it is. With piracy, sometimes it can be. Well, I know not all wives actually get the news, and I thought that it's better to know than to wonder.
So she's going to take the note out of your hand. She looks it through, and she occasionally gives out a little bit of giggle or a blush, and you see like tears starting to well up in her eyes.
And then here's the 5 other ones. No.
And she goes, "It's so hard for him to be gone, but it is the life of the sea." Thank you, my dear, for coming and telling me of his passing.
Of course. Tell me, how much did you know of your late husband's affairs?
I know he was into smuggling. When he last came through, he told me of this deal he had in Saltmarsh. Wouldn't give out the details, but he said it would be paying very handsomely.
I see. Well, as I said, I just hoped to deliver that information to you. Might I ask, it seems as though some of your patrons are on the wealthier side of those in this town. I had some specialty items I was hoping to sell. Is there any way you could point me to buyers who might have the resources to pay for more exotic wares?
Well, if it's exotic wares that you're looking to sell, my sweet, I would suggest talking to. She kind of gives a quick roll of her eyes. Lord Malcontent.
Lord Malcontent? Is that actually his name? Okay.
Yes, it's a name he's made himself.
I
He
see.
Here's the thing about the Lord Malcontent. He will find that he is actually quite a coward. He believes that if he gives himself an impressive name and a falsely earned title, that he will garnish more respect. And for the most part, he was correct. He has enough money, and he owns a couple of different ships that go out for his own.
All right. Well, I will go speak with him then. Thank you for the advice.
Oh, my dear. She kind of like opens the door and she whispers back into it and goes, "I can't let you go without some sort of reward for this information." She holds up the letter.
Oh, the information was reward enough.
Nonsense, nonsense. I won't hear a word of it. She's given a small pouch and she hands that over to you, and it contains 50 gold pieces.
I'll bow my head to her. Thank you, ma'am. That's very generous.
Oh, there's nothing to it at all, my dear. Please enjoy your stay here within the port, Artemana. And if you wish for a relaxing time here at the Heavenly Kiss, we will be sure to give that to you.
Thank you. Okay, and I will leave and head towards. Oh, well, actually, where can I find this Lord Malcontent?
Lord Malcontent owns this building down here. And she points you towards this river building. It used to be an old mill for wheat, but he has had it refurbished into his own manor.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll bow and leave and start heading that way.
All right. Elias.
Yes.
I was going to ask you, is there anything in particular in town that you're looking for?
I got let's just say I kind of walk through the town, and you can just list off some stuff, and if any of those draw my attention, I go there.
All right. So what are you listing off?
I was just what other services are available in this town, just so we know what they are.
All right. So beyond the normal stuff, butcher, baker, candlestick maker, there, in terms of specialty services, there's the brothel itself, the Heavenly Kiss. There is a sort of magic shop. It seems to be a similar situation to the one that's in Saltmarsh. You bring them exotic goods, and they'll make you magical items out of it.
Okay.
And that is called the Legend of Stonecutters.
Okay, I would definitely. What else is there? But I definitely want to stop by in there.
All right. If it's for some work you're looking for, something that doesn't involve doing the seed, there's Old Farmer Ted. He always needs help growing crops. Just to go out to hoe the land. I'm a little tired.
You're
What's
all
in this
good.
water I'm drinking? Alcohol? No. There's also the temple to the town's guardian deity, which is the cave that where F would be.
Okay.
Otherwise, they kind of describe a couple of interesting places. Like there's a big building that supposedly has like a dungeon underneath of it that you can go and explore. Occasionally, people come up with treasure.
Mm-hmm.
The building that used to be the harbor master's office, it said that you can visit a poisoner inside, and he will be able to give you stronger poisons than what you can normally forage on your own.
Okay.
And of course, the big news is that Jarlaxle is currently staying at the Kelp in Kettle.
So exactly where the captain's going.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay.
When he decides to do a somewhat sane thing, it's actually the most insane thing to do. I like it.
All right. So anywhere in particular you want to go?
The stone place.
All right. So we are going to send you to the Legion of the Stonecutters. So that actually leads you to the half-finished wall that juts out into the port.
Okay.
Not the Legion, the Legend. Good Lord, my notes are all over the goddamn place.
I mean, the whole Legion of Stonecutters is quite a lot of stonecutters.
All right. So you start walking across the sandy beach, and there's all these like tiny little pebbles that are just scattered into the sand. The sand itself is a nice, soft, very powdery white. These pebbles stick out like sore thumbs, being these almost perfectly pyramid pieces of obsidian.
Like, okay, these are sharp and pointy.
Yeah. So boots on when you're walking in the sand. But with how soft the sand is, if you accidentally step on one, it just pushes into the sand before it would puncture your boot or foot.
Okay.
And quite a novelty as you kind of like push one down and you look at it, it slowly starts to rise right back up.
Okay. Interesting. It's foam.
It's ooplik. You got to hit it real hard. But you manage to duck into the half-finished wall, and there's just all this grinding and cutting a stone inside. You hear the little chip, 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 chip. Ding, 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 ding. And at the end of the desk, chopping away on a little statue, is a dwarf without a beard.
Heresy.
Oh, it's incredible heresy.
I say hello to him in Dwarven.
He kind of stops his work. He looks up at you and goes, "Oh, you speak the good tongue."
Aye, that I do.
How goes to see a traveler?
Well, they're ran on the edge of a storm, but other than that, it's been smooth sailing.
Aye, that's all you can ask for in this world now, isn't it?
Aye, that'd be.
Now tell me, how can old gravel gut be of any use to you?
It's like I'm just as I just came into port, just figured I'm mostly just browsing. I heard you have some more magical, let's say, properties, or possibly anything.
I have the gift of making magic items. If you bring me the right material to work with, of course.
What would be useful for you?
All right, and he has 4 items that he requests from you.
Okay.
The first one is stone that comes from a petrified human being. This could elf, dwarf, doesn't really matter. A humanoid. So basically, somebody that's been turned to stone, and you're taking the stone from that.
Hey, Gorgons! Because those are fun to fight. No, they're not.
No, they're not. Very on not.
Very unknown.
Tagalong, do you have a very specific reason why you're trying to stand underneath my foot?
Pet me with it.
Cats, good gracious. The second one is that he wants ocean bedrock.
Ocean bedrock? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to get that from any port town. You're going to have to get down deep.
I do have water breathing as a spell. So.
Does it
All
work
right.
for like your air for the pressure and everything, or?
No, the pressure is a different story. I don't think pressure is really taken into account with these things. Like on.
It's fantasy, so gravity and pressure are kind of iffy at times. So the third item is ash from White Plume Mountain. And the final one would be a diamond worth at least 5,000 gold pieces.
Okay, that's definitely a. I'm just curious, what on earth would you make with that?
You really want to know?
With a diamond that big and rare, it certainly has my curiosity.
It will be the basis for an amulet of the plains.
Well, all right then. Arcana check, so it's well, I immediately know what that is.
Yes, DC 25.
Okay, nope, I don't make it.
You got a 17. Nope. He's able to give you the basic rundown, however.
Mm-hmm.
The TLDR version of it, because he goes into the huge metaphysical bullshit fantasy science.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do have that we do have that book.
Yeah. So the idea is it basically will allow you and a small group to travel to different planar locations. So this would be able to take you to like the elemental plane of water, earth, air, fire, to those that would be beyond that. So like the outer realms of like the heavens, the hells, the pure neutral planes, the pure chaotic planes.
Mhm. Okay.
And then potentially even beyond that, which is why he needs such a powerful diamond.
Yeah, I can mention anything dealing with outer planes. I'm like, okay, that explains the price point. But this just makes a note of all of them, and I thank him, and then I just, we just talk shop for a bit.
So Gravel Gut, he is a wordy bastard. He likes to talk a lot, and he very much is in love with the sound of his own voice. And he definitely uses big words that don't seem to actually have a meaning. You'd think he might be talking gibberish at times. So this is like a sample conversation from him. He's like, "Oh yeah, see, my uncle, he came here from the old world, of course, like everybody else, of when the undead were demolishing all the old cities. So as we made our harrowing escape, retreating into this new world, I ended up setting up shop in this ruined old wall. Essentially, this ruin, it used to be some sort, whatever ancient people were building it before we came along. They had ceased the production. And so it's like, oh my god, this guy just goes on, and he talks, you don't talk.
I do notice I have like 3 carved stones. I'm trying to remember why I took those or whatever. I'll just eventually whip those out and say, hey,
3 cards.
Anything special about these? They're in my inventory. I'm trying to remember what they were.
Why do you have 4 luck stones in your inventory?
Wait, I have 4 of them? I
don't know why you got 4 of them.
It just says I have 1 here on my inventory page.
Yeah, that's what the carved stones are. And for some reason, you have 3 of them. I don't know why. I'm deleting those out of your thing. You're not supposed to have those.
No, I shouldn't. I definitely shouldn't have more than 1 of them. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. That conversation never happened. And then, yeah, once we get to a decent break in the flow of whatnot, I, thank him, wish him a good day and head back.
All right. He wishes you a good day as well. All right, Jason and Killen. You walk into the Kelp in Kettle. And right now, it's kind of very quiet in the inn as everybody's listening to this beautiful bell performance that's being put on by the main stage. This young woman, seems to be probably about 16, 17 years old, is performing some sort of beautiful choir music with these arrangement of different sized bells in front of her. She'll pick one up, give it a ring before setting it down. And the process of what she's doing with each sound that the bell makes is creating this cacophony of music. You're pretty much allowed to take a seat wherever you want. And all the bar patrons are definitely fixated on this performance.
All right. Probably listen to the performance and take a seat somewhere and maybe order a drink or some food.
All right. So ale and food are put down in front of you, and that's going to be about 2 gold for the whole thing, for one of you.
Yeah, I'll probably do the same. So,
all right.
Yep. Just subtract 2 gold from our inventory, or.
Yep.
All right. So now I got 1,052 gold. 1052. There we go.
All right. So, you guys don't need to make a perception check for this because it's it's who it is. As the bell performance kind of like comes to its end, everybody claps. You kind of like look around the room, and you see sitting on the other side of the room in this private booth, watching the performance, is one Jarlaxle Brigandine, dressed in his gaudy purple clothing, highlighted with gold trims and fringes. He's got the great big hat, which puts yours to shame, Jason.
Oh, that's a shame.
And with the big, massive, colorful feather in it.
Oh, it beats out my peacock feather. Or what? No, what? Not peacock. What are the feathers I got from the one bird thing?
Parrot.
No, not the parrot.
The thing we fought.
The giant bird thing.
I believe they're pronounced patron.
Maybe I can't-
Praytons.
Praeton feathers.
Yeah, one of those, something like that. The one giant bird that we fought in the swamp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has only one, but it's bigger.
Ah.
Alright. So go ahead. Whatever you guys are up to.
Well, Killen, I think we should just finish our food.
Right. The sooner we're out of here, the better.
If he notices us, so be it. I don't think we'll have to start a fight here. We are at every disadvantage. And everyone's not here to poison the food or anything like that for us, so how's life as a doctor treating you on our ship?
It's fine, quiet, but eventually it does get busy at times. I don't mind it. I'd prefer to have my own place of physician, but being a doctor of a pirate ship is at least I get to travel.
And is that your goal, is to remain on a ship as a physician, or do you have any other lofty ideas in life?
Well, to get the recognition I deserve, I feel I deserve as a doctor, regardless of my race.
When is the best place? Be right here, starting right now, sort of spread out your name. I'm sure you could pay a few musicians or poets to write poems about your exploits.
I prefer more actually proving my worth than having people just spread the rumors. Letting those I heal be the ones who spread the rumors than just paying people to do it.
I mean, the crew's doing that for us regardless.
That's fair.
Some of it I thought was true until Elias told me, no, we didn't do that. You know, my memory's a bit on the iffy side.
Yeah, Killen just keeping a glance, making sure Jalaxel is way over where he is, not capable of going anywhere near us. Kind of wolfed on the food as fast as I can.
I'm not rushing my meal. I'm eating at my own leisure.
The sooner we get away from that one, the better. The man has 3 ships. He doesn't have any qualm about attacking his own kind. Not to mention, still not explained as to that explosion that happened. Still don't know what that was about.
Yes, the one underwater thing he did.
The both of you roll a charisma check, just straight up.
Ooh. Ooh, 19.
Just an ability, not the save.
Yeah, just straight up charisma though.
Oof.
So 3. As the both of you are discussing and talking with one another, the waitress comes up to you, Killen, and sits down a wine in front of you, and it goes, "Compliments of the gentleman over there," and she points over at Jarlaxle.
Will slowly turn my head towards the direction.
All right.
Detect poison.
Yeah, I'm a doctor. Medicine check.
Yes.
16.
All right. With a 16, you detect no poison. No poisons, no drugs, just alcohol. It's grape based.
He definitely recognizes you. I think what you should do is turn to him, raise your glass, and then drink your wine.
Let's see. What do I have? Don't really have much to give. I'm going to, I will take the drink. Drink it. You know what? Since I have it and just assigned to him, I'm going to take one of the platinum pieces I have and
All
put it in the glass.
Oh.
I think we should head out.
Sure, I didn't get my drink, but it's okay.
All right, so the two of you start to head out. All right. Evening actions.
Let's see. Aside from letting everyone else know what I found in terms of like the poison cellar, the blah blah blah, I'm gonna do some snooping of my own for my people of interest.
All right. So some snooping on your own for your people of interest.
Yep.
All right. Jason.
Probably head back to the ship, make sure it hasn't been like raided or pillaged or anything like that, and then see what Sylviana's up to. Then I suppose.
All right. All right. Avon.
Going to talk to that noble guy.
All right. And Killen.
See if you can get close, but not too close to Dralaxel's 3 ships, and see if you can locate anything unusual about them that might have explained that explosion that happened.
Explain the explosion. Okay, so it wasn't an explosion. Something caught your ship. It was like it ran aground.
Okay, so it wasn't. Okay, so
It wasn't a big boom. It was
Okay.
a slam and then cream.
just basically like hitting like a coral reef or something like that.
Yeah, but it seemed like it followed his commands. So
Oh, then I would try to see if there's like anything under, like if I could see anything under his ship that might cause something like that to happen, or anything that could be done with his ships that can make that happen.
Killen does have a sweep speed.
all right. So we are going to start with Averin, actually. So Averin, you arrived at this repurposed mill. This is another one with these 6-foot-high walls. This one has a circle of barbed wire circling it. And of course, there's graffiti on the outside walls of this would-be manor house. As you head across the bridge to just south of the manor house to look at it, you notice that the water mill itself does not turn. It is in the river, but it no longer turns itself. All right. So do you just knock on the door, or? Avon?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Yes, yes, I do.
So you knock on the door, and answering the door is a well-dressed butler. Peppy shoes, long face. He opens the door and he looks at you and goes, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but the master is not seeking visitors right now."
I was sent by, what was her name again?
Madam Liaison.
I was sent by Madame Liaison. I have the business inquiry. She said
The master is not interested in any of her services right now. He will come for them when he feels like it.
No, sorry, not that sort of business.
All right, he gives you a raised eyebrow.
I am the quartermaster for a merchant ship. I'm here to sell wares. I was assured that your master has exquisite taste and would be interested in what I'm offering.
All right. So he kind of gives you a once over after you tell him this information. He gives you a curt nod and he leads you inside to a small sitting room. And once again, you're offered your choice of drink.
No, thank you.
All right. And the butler will lead you alone.
Okay, perception check again, just looking around the room, specifically looking to see how ostentatious it is.
21. This is not the most gaudy, noble room we've ever been in. Things in Saltmarsh have had this beat by a long shot. In the sitting room, there's a number of books on a small bookshelf that seem to suggest that he's a heavy reader of large and difficult, complex topics. But as you kind of like trace your finger along the back wall looking at things, you do realize there is a set of charcoals in the back that are covering up the seam to a hidden door.
Okay, I'm gonna try to stealthily see if I can find a way through that.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
actually, no, I'll wait because he is on his way here. So
I'm sorry. I kind of zoned out there for a second. What did I just tell you?
you said the seams to a hidden door.
It seems to a hidden door. Okay. I'm
But
sorry. I worked a long shift yesterday and then I worked this morning, so I'm a little out of it.
Oh, you're all
Fine.
good, man. No worries.
We might actually end up calling the game here soon because I'm starting to nod off no matter what I'm doing again. Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
All
no
right.
worries.
It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine, man.
Actually, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to pick up with starting with Blue's adventure at the Manor House next year. Because we will not be having a game next week for Christmas next week, actually. And then, actually, the week after that is New Year's.
New Year's Day. So
New Year's Day.
yeah.
So, well, that New Year's party usually the night before. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's up to you guys. I'll be free the day of, though.
if anybody's having a party, just let us know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just totally out of it. The moment I stop talking, I doze off briefly. So,
Oh wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
You need rest, my man.
yeah. I apologize to the audience. We'll do streamings another moment because I all right.
Get some
I
sleep.
apologize.
Go to bed.
I don't want to sleep this for the week.
Well,
Maybe that's why you're so tired.
Probably.
Because
All right.
because you're weak.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Dr. Crow, and I fell asleep during a live stream once. It's my goal to make you smile, guys. We'll catch you guys next week, okay? Not next
Good
week.
night.
Goddamn, I'm that tired. I'm the week after
Good night.
next. Have a Merry
All right.
Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Happy New
Hey,
Year.
good New Year.